Be the creator, not the consumer. This is Angus. Today, I got a tree here. In China, we call it money tree. So if you shake it, you're going to have a lot of money. So if you want to do that, come to my office. As the Chinese New Year of 2018 is coming, so we're going to talk about how do we avoid producing and shipping delay by the Chinese New Year. So generally speaking, the Chinese New Year is based on lunar calendar. So the schedule of the Chinese New Year will be different every year, but the tips I'm going to share today for how to avoid shipping and producing delay can be applied to every year. It's a general case, okay? So all you need to do is find out when will be the Chinese New Year date, and you plan your shipping, your producing advanced, okay? And this year, 2018, we're going to have the Chinese New Year Eve on 15th February. That means we almost have the Chinese New Year at the same time we are having the Valentine's Day. So a big advance, happy Valentine's Day, happy Chinese New Year, okay? And from the statutory holiday, we're going to have the Chinese New Year from 15th February till 21st February. It will be 7 days holiday. But this is not the case because most of the factories, trading companies or shipping companies, they're going to have more days holidays, because most of their staffs, they're coming from all over China. They need to go back to their home to reunion with their families. If only 7 days, it will be too short, right? So let me make it into details, okay? If you're buying just a few pieces from Aliexpress, Alibaba, or other major online websites from China, you better close the deal 10 days before the Chinese New Year holiday, because at that time, everyone is pretty busy. Those sellers may not have time to handle an order, and then you will fail your expectation to receive the orders, receive the products. So remember that if you're buying from online only few pieces, you better close the deal 10 days before the Chinese New Year holiday, okay? So if you're buying from Chinese factory, from a trading complex, what do you need to do? For the trading complex, Chinese factories and the shipping complex, normally they will close 10 days before the Chinese New Year holiday as well, and they will coming back for working 10 days after the Chinese New Year. So let's be conservative that they will have around 15 days to 20 days holidays in the Chinese New Year. So you'd better to make sure that your order will be produced and shipped 10 days before the Chinese New Year, and this is already the latest time to ship your products 10 days before Chinese New Year. It will be the latest time to ship out your products from China, okay? Don't be late than that, because I will tell you the reason why, okay? So how do we make sure that our orders will be produced and shipped 10 days before the Chinese New Year? I think it will be divided into two parts. The first part is that you need to know a little bit more about the producing time. And the second thing is that you need to watch the deadline of the shipping date, okay? So let's go into the first part, the producing time. If you're just buying, let's say, a few hundred pieces, if the factory or the supplier, they have stock, they can prepare the order 5 to 10 days, no problem. So you don't need to worry about that. But if you're ordering a few thousand pieces, the producing time, it will be around 10 to 20 days, generally speaking. So 10 to 20 days, you need to calculate on that, okay? And if you're ordering large quantity, the producing time, it will be like 30 to 40 days, especially after a whole year marketing and the fairs. So the factories and the suppliers, they may have a lot of orders over there. So every factory, every supplier is busy over there. The original producing time is 10 days, maybe it will be 20 days. So you better watch on that, okay? Watch out that. And the second thing is about you need to watch the deadline of the shipping, okay? It's very important, In the end of the year, every factory, every supplier, the warehouse is loading the containers. So thousands and thousands of containers, they're rushing to the port. So in the port, customs, they got a lot of containers over there. If you don't ship the containers as early as possible, the container may be detained in the custom. So you need to watch out the deadline for the shipping. And if your containers will be detained in the custom, that means your container will be not dispatched in the end of the year, but it will be dispatched after we come back from the Chinese New Year. So that is one of the most important thing, and you need to ship the container as early as possible. The second thing for the shipping thing is that you need to watch out the shipping price. As I mentioned, that there are thousands and thousands of containers will be loaded and shipped in the end of the year. So of course the price for the shipping will be higher and higher in the end of the year. So let me give you a little bit more information about the shipping price. Generally speaking, the last working month in China, the shipping price will be higher and higher. And the same situation is after the Chinese New Year holiday. As I mentioned, that a lot of containers will be detained in the custom. So all of those staffs, they are coming back to handle on the detained containers after the Chinese New Year holiday. The price will still be increasing until after the February, after we handled all of those detained containers of the year. So after February till April, the shipping price will be lower. Okay, so watch on that. You may save a lot of costs on that as well. The last thing we're going to talk about is some customers are consulting from me that they got emails from the suppliers, factories. They requested the customer to place the order of the last year before the Chinese New Year holiday. Should we do that or not? It actually depends, because factories or suppliers, they're declaring the price of the products will be increasing in the new year. This is not sure. So if your supplier or factory has a very long relationship with you, you can do that, of course. But if it is a new supplier, you cannot do that, because even you place the order before the Chinese New Year holiday, they will only produce and prepare the order after the Chinese New Year holiday. They will have the cash flow of the year, but you don't have that. Okay, so this is one of the other questions. And during the Chinese New Year, you may hardly connect with the Chinese factories or suppliers. This is no problem. Don't worry about that, because they have to go back with their families and they don't have time to check the emails, to receive the phone calls. No worry about that, okay? And I hope you guys can understand that the whole year they only have a few days with their families. And what you can do in this period of time, that you can just go ahead with whatever you can do in your country, okay, to manage the business in your country, okay? So are you ready for a brand new year? If you're buying from China, come to subscribe my channel, so I will keep sharing more and more information, more and more valuable information for you guys, okay? If you have some questions, just comment down below. I will reply as soon as possible, and of course I will also plan some more videos about that. So once more, this is Angus. Like, share and follow. Do what you want to do. Spread the words. Thanks. Hey, do not forget to come to my office to shake this tray, okay? It's waiting for you here.